I explained the importance of antivirus and then why is it necessary to always check your hard disk for viruses. So for you to check viruses, you need to scan your hard disk with the antivirus software. So we understood the benefit of antivirus. And then we also looked at how to check for bad sectors. A sector is a part or a portion of the concentric shape in the hard drive, which is used to store data. So it's either you store data using 4096 bytes. The old type was 512 bytes. So we use the check disk. This is the check disk to check your disk, whether you have problem with your disk. If there is a problem, automatically it's going to fix the problem for you. We also considered defragmenter. Defragmenter is useful when your hard disk is fragmented. And when we say hard disk is fragmented, means that the element stored on the hard disk are scattered. So you need to do rearrangement. You need to rearrange all the locations of the hard disks or the spaces that have been left empty. You need to put all those ones together so that you can have free spaces for other data to be stored. So for you to do that, you need defragmenter. And then the disk cleanup, which is also important when you want to remove unnecessary files. When I say unnecessary files that you don't need them. They are redundant, you don't need them, so you have to delete them from your system. So the more space you have on the hard disk, the higher the performance, so that the operating system does not use more time to actually scan, and then when it's scanning the hard disk, meaning that it's checking whether all the files are okay. When I say all the files are okay, meaning that the files are not attached with malicious programs. So you can have a file on your hard drive, and that file is attached with a virus. So the moment you open that file, it's going to trigger and spread to other places of the hard drive. So it is important to ensure that the storage device is free from bad sectors, is free from unnecessary files. We also looked at system restore tool, which I think that is the most powerful tool when you want to prevent your system from crashing. Because the moment your system runs into problem, there is high probability of your system crashing. So if you don't immediately look at restoring your computer or your system to the previous stage when it was working perfectly, then there is high probability of crashing your hard disk. So we create what we call system restore point. That if I want to show you system restore point we created on Tuesday, you see. So today is 28. So Tuesday was 26. So let's check system restore and then verify the restore point date I created. So So you can see system restore here. Go to this one. So you can see 26. I created 26 perfect system. So that's the manual restore point I created. So meaning that if I had run into problem today, I'll just come here and then go to next. And then click on finish to restore to the state I had on Tuesday. So that is the importance of using the system restore. And when your system begins to be slow, maybe last week, Monday, it was running fast. And then after 1 week, you realize it's very slow. One institution is very slow, meaning that there are causes to that. One, you maybe use USB pen drive that have the viruses have been released to your system. So it begins to replicate itself and then transfer to other areas on the hard drive. That is one cause. Another cause is that maybe you've installed an application and that application has misconfigured some of the files, system files. So when it's looking for those files, it cannot find the files. So misconfiguration can also cause system to be slow. And then constant clicking of items on unsecure website. If you open a website, it's not secured. You saw images, you click on it. Oh, this image is nice. You want to download, you click on it. No, there can be you see we can have an image embedded with malicious code, and you will not see. And that could be a ransomware or a spyware or adware. So we went through some of the malicious malware, types of malware. So your system will be slow when you visit unsecure site and you download certain files on your system. So that can also reduce the performance of your system. And then finally, what I can say is also installation of some antiviruses. Some antiviruses will definitely delay your system performance, or it will reduce your system performance, because before a file can be scanned to detect whether it's attached with malicious code, it takes time. So if you have hard disks of 1 terabyte, and then you have a lot of files programs up to even 20 gigabytes. So imagine the work given to the hard drive, the antivirus to do. That to scan all these files one after the other to detect whether there is a malicious program. So some antiviruses can slow your system, especially when there is AI embedded. When I say AI, meaning artificial intelligence embedded. Nowadays, we have some of the antiviruses having artificial intelligence because of the sophisticated algorithms embedded in this malicious code. Because some malicious code or malware has to ensure dodging or try to conceal itself from detection. So when you want to prevent tracing, you want to trace it, antivirus want to trace the virus and detect that this is a virus. The virus will also try as much as possible to hide itself from detection. So all these can slow your system. So in case you've installed antivirus, you've downloaded some files, programs from online, or you have a lot of files on your system that most of them are unnecessary. And then certain programs that you've installed, you download, installed, and that cause misconfiguration. All these can slow down your systems. Okay. And then finally, we looked at backup. When we say backup, backup simply means having a mechanism that helps you to store your files and programs. So you can have a backup mechanism that actually is a standalone. So you have a partition, two partitions. One is purposely for storing your files. So definitely, when you look at, let's look at mine. I have 194 gigabytes. Approximately is 200 gigabytes. You can see 270 gigabytes. So this partition has more space than this one. Why? Because I've dedicated this one for storing of programs and other files. That is why this one has more space than this. So when you want to use partition for backup or storage drive for backup, you have to ensure that that storage is free from viruses. Because the reason why you are backing up is to prevent viruses from destroying the information or the files you have. And here is the case, that partition or backup storage device has been attacked. That means that your backup is not efficient. So to ensure efficiency of your backup, you have to ensure you have a proper partition to store your programs and then files. And then another thing that I also explained was the cloud storage. Cloud storage. So the cloud platform has numerous services. But the one that will be good for backup is the cloud storage. So you can install. Yesterday, Tuesday, I showed you mine that I used to back up my files. I installed OneDrive. When you install OneDrive, you provide your information like the email. Then you can have synchronization of your files. So let's say your document are the one containing all your document or all your sensitive information. So you can synchronize your document with the OneDrive so that you don't have to do manual backup. It will be done automatically. So that is the benefit of backup, to protect your files and programs from malicious programs, from viruses or from distraction. And then also for future reference, when you back up, it helps you to have your information in the future. And then when you also want to ensure restoring of your files, when your system runs into problems, you need the backup to restore your system. So these are what we considered on Tuesday. I've already explained the database, the data measurement, how you measure data. So these are the things that we did previously. Now, our next practical here is formatting a drive. Formatting a drive. What is formatting? Formatting simply means initializing your drive to a stage where you have nothing on the drive. It simply means clearing everything from your drive so that it can restructure the table. It can restructure the addresses you have on the drive. So sometimes when a virus attacks your drive, it destroys the structure you have on the drive. It destroys the program file that you have on the drive. So for you not to infect other files, you have to clear. Sometimes you clean the drive with powerful antivirus, but yet still the malicious code or the virus cease to live. So you have to perform formatting. So formatting clears everything from your drive. And then it also ensures that we have new file system. When I say new file system is how best the drive can be structured to have, as I demonstrated the other time, having one-dimensional, meaning that you have one column with number of rows to store what data. So that is what the operating system will allocate. So we have allocation unit. Allocation unit. So if you have a table like this, let me do it here. So let's see, we have a table. This is one-dimensional. So this is how the drive looks like. So we have address here. So we can have this one. So let me insert another column. So this is how the drive looks like. So you can have address here, 0001, 0002, 0003, 0004, 0005. So these are the addresses you have. Okay, so so you have address here, and then this is where we store data. So this one you can store data. This is your data. This is your data. So we refer the data using the address. So you have data on it like this. Then when you format this, it means that it's going to clear all the data you have on this drive. And then it's going to, based on the file systems you use. When you say file system, yesterday we came across what we call NTFS. NTFS is new technology file system. That is the NTFS. And this one uses 4096 bytes. So it means that each row stores 4096 bytes. So this one will be used to store 4096 bytes. This one will do the same thing, 4096 bytes. If you use NTFS file system to format this drive. Now, what we say, I just explained how to do the conversion. So for instance, if you want to store 1000, or let's say 100 kilobytes of data. So what you have to do is you have to find the number of 4096 bytes in this 100 kilobytes. And that will mean the number of rows that you will need to store the data. So what we have here, how do we convert kilobyte to byte so that we can know the total number of 4096 bytes in this? So when you come here, you can see 1024 bytes is equal to 1 kilobyte. This is very important. So let's do the calculation here. If 1024 bytes is equal to 1 kilobyte, then we have 100 kilobytes. So if you have 100 kilobytes, what would be the byte? 100 kilobytes. Then it's going to be what? 1024 times 100. That will give us the bytes. So this one will give us 102400. So that will be 102,400 bytes. So this one, how many 4096 bytes can we get from this? Then it means that you have to divide this one by this to get the total number of days you can have in this one. So let's do the calculation here. I'll use my calculator. So we have 102400 divided by 4096. So how many? 25. 25 means that we will need 25 addresses to store this. We will need 25 addresses. It means we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 25. Up to 25. The last one should be 25. See this? So 1 up to 5. We need 1 up to 25 to be able to store 100 kilobytes of data. So that is how the formatting works. If you format with new, that is the NTFS, which is having this default. That is how it's going to create your partition for you. And the data to be stored, this is how it's going to store the data. If you have this one, it's going to use 24 addresses to store the data for you. So the old one, which is what we call the FAT. FAT means file allocation table. This one uses 512 bytes. So it means that if you are using FAT, each address will use 512 bytes to store data. This is different. You see this one, 512, this one is 4000. So it means that the NTFS is higher than the FAT, the file allocation table. So how do you format using graphical method? Graphical method, how do you do that? First, you have to go to my computer. So this is my computer. Now, when you come here, you have to check the partition you want to actually format. So if it is this that you want to format, you right click, you go to format. And then you can see the capacity, which is 270 gigabytes, and then the file system. So the old Windows, like Windows 7 and downward, Windows X, Windows 2000, when you click here, it will give you options to select. But that is not having the NTFS. NTFS is for the new operating systems. So we have format option. Here is it. So when you use this one actually format the common drive and give you a simple structure. When you take it off, it means that you have to look at formatting into details. So it's all the same thing. And then you click start. When you click start like this, it's going to prompt you. Formatting will erase data on this disk. To format the disk, click OK. To click cancel. So this actually help you to format your drive. This is the graphical method. Now, if you want to use the other method, which is command prompt. Command prompt, as the other time I used it to demonstrate other things. Let's go to command prompt. So you run as administrator. So when you come here, you have to when you come here, now this is the drive C. See, so you can say format C like this. Format C. Then you press enter. It's going to format your C for you. But you can see that saying that the type of the file system is NTFS. Warning, all data on non-removable disk, drive C, will be lost. Proceed with format. So it just want to ask you, do you want to proceed? If you click Y and enter, if you type Y and enter, you're going to format. So we don't want to format. So you type N and then you stop. So if you want to format drive C, drive D, I have D. Let's check. I have C and I have D. So I use the C. So let's look at the D. So if you want to format that type, format D colon. And then you press enter. See? And then you press enter. So type of the file system is NTFS. And here is the enter current volume label for this. If I enter and press that, it will start formatting. So I don't want to format this one. So this one is what you call the command formatting. Command formatting. So we have the graphical method and then the command method using the command prompt. So when you are coming to format your drive, you have to be very, very careful because like what I typed, if I had entered the volume name, press enter, it will start formatting. So you only do that when you are very sure that you are going to format your drive. And that is very, very important. So this is what the file system that I've explained. Okay. So formatting is very, very important when actually you want to install new files and programs on your drive, or when you want to do new operating system, you want to install new operating system on your drive. And then one thing that we also format is when you have when you have viruses on your drive, then you format your drive. And then also anytime you think that the system is slow, so you want to install new operating system, then you format. Or you have a partition, like I have partition D. I can back up all my files, format, install powerful antivirus, and then put the files on it so that that virus on the drive will not even work. But as I said, some viruses are very powerful. They will attach themselves to the file. So even when you back up with the viruses. So if you back up, you format the drive, and then you restore them. The same thing, we are going to infect the drive again. That is why it is important to ensure that you have antivirus installed on your system to always scan. So installing new operating system, and that is something that I think I have to do and then capture in a video format, upload for you to see, because I cannot perform new operating system on this machine for you to see, because the Zoom will not work. So I'll have to look for video tutorial and give you the link to watch how you can install new operating system. We have two ways. When you are installing new operating system, the first one is that you make what you call bootable operating system. And I'm going to show you bootable operating system. I have done one that is Windows 11. And it's on my pen drive here. I'm going to insert my pen drive for us to see how it works. So I have the pen drive here. So what you do is you insert the pen drive. So I have the pen drive in. You can see. So you see the antivirus is scanning the pen drive just to ensure that you don't have any problem on the drive. So you can see the drive space, 8.67 gigabyte free of 14.6 gigabyte. Approximately, that is 16 space, 16 gigabyte. Now, the moment you insert, you can see that there's something on you have something on the drive. Let me open it. So you can see those files like boot. You have the EFI, source, support, and then this dump is not part. Yeah, that I wanted to install a program, so I had to copy on it. So this one is not part. Let me take this one from here. Okay, so these are the files. Okay, so these are the files that we have. Oh, I think let me check. Okay, so we have these are the directories. Let's open this one. So you can see those files that for the operating system. And then you can also see the setup here. So if you want to set up new operating system, this is the one that you have to open. So you open it, open this setup. Now, when you open the setup, it will give you, see this, to give you the interface.